Do you think that you are a heavy social media user?
Yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty heavy social media user.
How often are you on social media?
Um, I guess an honest answer might be about 5 hours a day, maybe more.
What social media do you find yourself most often on?
Twitter.
Okay. Why do you prefer that platform?
Um, well, versus Instagram and Snapchat, I like Twitter because you can type out messages and it's not necessarily just videos or pictures, but a little bit of all of it.
In what ways do the words and phrases used change depending on what social media platform you're on? Like what phrases you'll use and what's native to that platform?
All right, well, I guess, see, that's hard to say because with Snapchat, Instagram, and even Twitter, there's people who make them for professional reasons and I guess, what's the word? Non-professional? But with Twitter, for example, people like to, oh wow, I can't even remember the name of the word, but they, it's, oh man, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word for like chopping something, like, you know how we have LOL and...
Like they'll combine things, basically.
We use more of those on Twitter, but I think that just has to do with like text caps versus trying to be more professional. I don't know. I think you can be extremely professional on all social medias if that's what you're trying to create, but you also have the freedom to be not as professional.
Okay. So then off of that, do you think that social media affects like the words and phrases that we use when we're talking to other people in person?
Definitely. I think a lot of the influence that we get from social media, we'll share that in our real life experiences.
Do you ever find that there are communication barriers when you use words that you found from social media when you were having in-person conversations?
Yes.
Okay, and what are those?
Well, here's an example. Boomer.
Yeah.
That phrase kind of took off on the internet, and using it in real life, you can't really get it across the same way like you do with the internet, unless somebody's very internet savvy.
Okay. So what do you do when you come across a word on social media that you don't know the meaning of? Like something like boomer, for example.
Yeah, so anytime I find something like that, I usually go to Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't like use context clues or anything?
Oh man, it's hard because there's not always really good context clues because sometimes they're using a word like boomer to describe another word and it's like you got to go to Urban Dictionary to find the lingo that kids are using these days.
So do you often use the words that you find on social media in your own communication on social media?
Yes.
And why do you do that?
I'm not gonna say I do it to try and feel cool, but most of the time I like the newer words and I think they're really innovative. So,
what word or phrase from social media have you adopted in your own language, and why did you do that?
Okay, boomer. And I use that as like a way to call a person ignorant. I hate to say it, but you know, that phrase is really used for people that are very single-minded and really narrow in the way they think, so I use it for a lot of people.
Okay. Do you think that we would have created similar words and phrases if social media did not exist?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I think that's just how humans communicate. Social media just gave us a reason to shorten words, but outside of social media, humans have created little nicknames for everything for a long time.
Do you think that in a way it has made it easier to create new words and for them to spread?
Yeah.
Okay.